Hello, everybody. This is Tyler Preston 20. I'm here with AllieEX, and today we're going to talk about a series of announcements that was released by Tsuburaya Productions. Last week, they had a conference talking about their upcoming not Blu-rays, but like their upcoming shows, their upcoming movies, and so we're going to go into like a lot of details about those productions. How you doing, Allie?
I'm good. I'm all good.
That's fantastic. So let's start with a movie-based announcements because there's like so many movie-based announcements. The first announcement is a film that is called Ultraman Tiger. It's gonna be called the New Generation Climax. I cannot, play the trailer for copyright reasons because, YouTube is like that. But in the trailer, they have like a series of people, like different Ultraman generations coming together and of course to fight the bad guys from what I can tell from the trailer. And have you seen the trailer prior to this? I guess this announcement.
No, I haven't seen it yet, but I do love the design. It looks like Ultraman Taro meets Tiga. Funny because Taro, Tiga, Taiga.
Yeah, like it's kind of hard to distinguish them because the names are quite similar. And matter of fact, when I first heard about this trailer, when I first saw it and I saw how they were trying to reveal the plot for it, it reminds me so much about that movie that was made in the 70s. I forgot the exact name of it, but it was like something with like the seven Ultraman brothers or something versus I forgot the other monster, but I believe it was produced by Subaraya Productions back then, where there was like a group of people coming together to fight the bad guy or something.
Oh, the six Ultra Brothers versus the Monster Army. That was in
Yes,
1970.
yes, yes.
That was it.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me about that kind of plot, where it's just all the, I guess, newer generation of Ultraman coming together to fight like the bad guys. So it seemed as though the trailer got me that kind of vibe right there.
Yeah.
So the next bit of news for Ultraman is, of course, the costume for Ultraman. They announced that the new design is essentially like the original design from the 1960s, except that there's no sort of, what is it? That sort of beam thing, I forgot, that light. And so, what do you think about the design for Ultraman?
I love it. It's a great way to, throw back to the classic Ultraman while also kind of like a new take. I also love the silver detail on it. It's kind of reminds me of the T1000 in a way, or like
Yeah, I think when people first heard about like the guys behind Shin Godzilla doing the Ultraman movie, like they thought they might, have it like much more modern take of Ultraman, like how the new Godzilla had like the same sort of feature that make Godzilla Godzilla, but kind of different. I guess some people probably thought it was going to be that way for Ultraman. And so it's kind of cool that they're going back to the original design of what the show used to look like.
the original design but shinier.
I believe that the design, according to the press release, was actually inspired by the original designers of the Ultraman suit.
Ah,
And so I guess they were trying to go into a much more classical approach to the new design for Ultraman.
yeah.
And so let's see the next bit of news. It's like a series of news. It's just ridiculous. A new anime series, I mean, the new anime season, excuse me, for Ultraman has also been announced, and they're going to release it on April 2020. And here's a quotation from Sci Fi Japan. The anime series Ultraman, that was distributed worldwide on Netflix in April 2019, returns for a second season on April 2020. The new season will be broadcast in Japan on Tokyo MX and BS11. Let's see. The latest promotional visual in the new theme song is sung by the rock band O Codex. Will be released on Netflix. In addition, Ultraman. Let's see. Ultraman. Let me look. In addition, Super Eye Production will produce an original live-action short film preview, the first time ever for the anime Ultraman. The video will be released. Let's see, will feature the Ultraman suit worn by, oh my god, Hayata. I cannot pronounce the first name. Sorry, Hayata in this Ultraman suit version 7, commonly known as 7 suit. Tsuburaya will also create a live action film participation video throughout the crowdfunding service Mukaki. Details will be announced at a later date. The release date will be April 2020, with 13 episodes for the second season. So, what do you think?
Um, um, I I like all. I'm not sure about Ultraman as an anime. I mean, the I do like the. I think the design is okay. I mean, I haven't seen any episodes of the first season, but I might give it a shot because how different the design looks compared to.
I'm not sure, like maybe it's me, but it reminds me so much about Iron Man when I see that outfit.
That's why
It's just it looks kind of blatant to me, almost blatantly obvious that they got inspiration from Iron Man.
yeah, it's like they kind of made it like a metal and way too similar to Iron Man.
Also, it's not just the traditional animation that they use for anime. They use CGI for the new Ultraman show on Netflix. So it's not. If you look for the trailer for the first season, you can tell that it was animated through CGI and not hand drawn animation or whatever they do nowadays.
Right, it's kind of like Zoids in a way. Like,
Right. So I'm kind of curious. Like it seems as though that this anime is actually a much more serious approach to the series because obviously like a lot of the entries in the series are not like serious, and so this one seems to go towards a more serious approach.
uh, there was another anime years ago called like The Ultraman, but that was traditionally animated. This one is like CG, and then that the old one looked more like Ultraman than this one.
That's interesting. So for the original anime that came out in the 70s, do you know that it was actually much more serious in tone, or was it much more lighter?
Um, I I think it was like more or less like a light-hearted Ultraman.
Okay, so it was basically like the episodes of Ultraman, but animated for, of course, anime.
Right. This was back in
Interesting.
'79.
All right, let's go down and scroll towards the other bit of news. Let's see the Ultraman anime, and of course, this is like the logo for the upcoming anime. It says Ultraman 2020. The new anime called like SSSS. Let's see. Oh my god, I'm so
Oh, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
bad.
That's what it's supposed to mean.
I guess so. Let's see. Following the TV anime SSS Gridman, production has begun on the new animation SSSS. Oh my god, how do you pronounce this name actually? Can you actually help me out here?
Uh, Dyna
Dino
Xenon.
Xanon. Okay, Dino Xanon. Oh my god, this is the one thing I'm pretty bad at is pronouncing like the Japanese names. Like sometimes when they make up the names for the animes, it's like super hard sometimes for me to pronounce. Oh my god. The new series will be again a co-production between Tsuburaya Productions and the animation studio Trigger, and it's gonna come out. Where is it? Okay, it's not gonna tell me where it's gonna come out. So what do you think about this announcement?
Oh, that's cool because it's the anime Gridman is actually getting a sequel, whereas the '93 Gridman did not. You know, I
Uh,
did enjoy SSSS Gridman a bit.
I'm not familiar with the franchise, so do you mind giving me like the breakdown about this series?
Okay, so basically, Gridman is basically kind of like Ultraman, but it's like in cyberspace,
Oh,
like in right.
so basically in cyberspace, what happens is that he fights a series of monsters or
Yeah,
something.
in like a computer world.
Okay, because I'm kind of familiar with how Super 8 Productions they used to make like original productions besides Ultraman. Like I remember like there was a show that was produced in the 70s. It was called Fireman or something. There was also, I believe, what was it? Rainbow Man that was also produced by them, if I'm not mistaken.
Rainbow Man. I think
I think I'm kind of, Probably is produced by either of them or Toho Studios, one of those two studios. But it's kind of interesting because I'm not familiar with the franchise, so I'm kind of curious how
Yeah,
the trailer's going to be.
Toho made Rainbow Man, so
Okay, it was Toho Studios. Sorry, Toho Studios made it. Sometimes it's kind of hard because they're like the big players, and so you think it's like Tsuburaya or like Toho or Dai or whatever.
right, they
It's
make stuff for shows. So.
right. So the next announcement is an anime that's called Kaiju Decode. Tsuburaya Production Convention 2019 opening ceremony revealed new artwork and information for Kaiju Decode, a co-production between Tsuburaya Production and Toei Animation. There are unique genres in Japanese anime, such as robots and magical girls, but I felt that there wasn't enough monsters. And I thought that the excitement that Super Ray Productions bring with their monster could be animated. In this work, we will continue to explore visuals that can only be achieved by 3D CG, while tackling advantages of the qualities of traditional Japanese anime. As part of this, I asked Mr. I cannot even want to pronounce this to co the character. Yeah, sorry.
Sei Nakashima, that's how.
Yeah, okay, Shin Nakashima. Oh my god. To co-design the character design. And I guess there's like no kind of release date for this. But what do you think about this announcement?
So is this supposed to be some kind of like anime girl who fights kaiju's or something? This is
I
like,
guess so.
yeah, this is kind of a new concept.
Okay, I have a game for everybody watching the stream. Every time I mess up a Japanese name, take a shot.
Everybody's gonna get drunk in the chat.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this is actually the monster from like Ultra Q and Ultraman. Let's see. Kaiju no Sumika VR Adventures. Okay. So I guess this is like some sort of, virtual reality game or something. At the end of March 2020, a total of 12 monsters that are popular with multiple generations of Ultraman fans will be realistically presented at the Typhoon operated VR theme park in Tokyo under Virtues. Additional adventures will be rolled out subsequently in Japan and overseas. I guess it's some sort of VR game.
No, I think it's supposed to be a VR movie, like you watch it like
Oh, movie. Okay.
a movie or something like that. Like you put on a helmet and you watch the movie.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it has like a 360-degree camera. So you just look around instead of like a single camera.
Oh, that's interesting because I'm familiar with how movies, require the 3D glasses, or sometimes when you go to theme parks, you're required to, have like I guess the 4D glasses to see them, and then sometimes they're like interactive. But I never heard like a virtual reality movie. Actually, I heard of virtual reality games.
Yeah, it makes the movie more immersive. It's shot in like a 360-degree camera. It makes it feel like you're there. You're in that.
Wow. And so that means if they were to shoot the whole entire movie with that 360 camera, like any kind of, mistake that they have, if they could possibly see it if you like turn around and stuff, like I don't know, like the strings or whatever.
Like if there's like a monster on one side, but there's like Ultraman or Godzilla on the other side, that's kind of what they're trying to do here.
Oh, okay. All right, I understand now. So, the final bit of news that I have prepared for you guys is this one. Of course, there has been like leaked images of King Kong and Godzilla fighting on an aircraft carrier. Now, the leaked image is actually authentic; it's not fake. It comes from a trailer that was in Brazil from a press conference that was done by Warner Brothers, and they had like a montage of various like clips, and of course, King Kong and Godzilla was one of them. However, as soon as they uploaded the whole entire conference onto like Twitter, of course, Warner Brothers got pissed off and removed the images and stuff. But there are some images that still, flourish because the internet never forgets. So, so what do you think about the image?
That just makes me excited. I'm so stoked to see Godzilla versus Kong. Like the trailer's coming very very soon. I expect it like February, March, maybe a little bit later, but it's coming very soon.
Yeah, like when I saw that image for the first time, I got really excited because I was thinking to myself, like, you get used to seeing how it used to be in the past. Like, for the longest time, I'm so used to seeing, like, King Kong and Godzilla fighting together, but like in suitmation. And so it's like one of those movies, those ideas where you don't mind actually having a remake because you know how much, technology kind of improved for time. And so when I saw that image for the first time, it's kind of like what I envisioned for the movie to be.
Yeah, that silhouette alone, like even if it's just a blurry leak, it's gonna be exciting.
Oh yeah, it's gonna look fantastic. Like I cannot imagine what the movie would be like in 3D.
Oh yeah.
Like, like if considering how big the monsters are, it's gonna definitely pop out when you watch it with the 3D glasses or something.
Oh, that's
And
gonna be
also,
great.
like I know that there were like the other movies that were like released in IMAX, and so I'm kind of curious what would this movie look like on an IMAX screen.
Me too. Like I want to see that too.
But typically, the tickets I think for IMAX are expensive. There is it like how much is it for an IMAX ticket?
Uh, IMAX tickets. They're usually more expensive. Hold on. Uh, let me
Yeah,
run
because I know that sometimes that the tickets that are outside of IMAX they cost at least $11. And then on a Tuesday for AMC, they have like this $6 deal where if you go to the movie theater on a Tuesday, you only can pay like $6 for the ticket, but otherwise it's just $11 on average from my experience here, in my state at least.
uh, uh, let's see.
All
Ticket.
right, let's see the comments right here. Ultraman Orb is my favorite Ultraman movie. Well, it's kind of interesting you mentioned that because practically, like, they had the movie on the set for Mill Creek Entertainment, and I haven't got a chance to see the movie yet. I'm trying to go through the show right now to get my personal judgment on the movie, and so I'm kind of, hoping that it's actually pretty good, considering the show is pretty interesting. And matter of fact, let me go into like a little bit of like a conversation about that show because when I saw the first 3 episodes, like I was actually impressed about how good the CGI looks because I'm kind of used to seeing the old school Ultraman shows. But when I saw Ultraman Orb for the first time for the first 3 episodes, I was like amazed about how they actually combined the CGI with the suitmation, and the result is actually stunning. So I can only imagine what the movie would be like. I can only imagine. Also, the whole entire concept of transformation is pretty interesting because in the original show you have of course like Ultra 7 using the glasses to transform into Ultraman. You have of course the original Ultraman using like that sort of pen to press down and turn to Ultraman. Like for the Ultraman show for Ultraman Orb, they had like this freaking Yukio cards type system where they could pick the Ultraman. They could pick the Ultraman using the cards and then turn to that Ultraman. It's like that's like the best comparison, really. Yukio for Ultraman.
So it's basically Common Rider Decade or something like that.
Oh my god, it was like the best. Really, when I was actually mind blown when I first saw that.
Uh,
So, how much is the ticket for an IMAX theater?
I haven't. How much? Hold on.
Well, okay, but I guess my
Yeah,
guess
they're
is
usually like they said that they're almost $20 for ages 13 and up.
holy crap, and that's without the discounts, huh?
Yeah, for children it's like a little over $16, like almost 17.
Like if you have to pay for those kind of tickets, you have to pay for like a great, great, great event for a movie or something. Like a movie with a large scale like Godzilla or something.
Yeah, I ain't paying $20 to see a movie.
Yeah, that's too much. I prefer to if I have to pay $20 for a movie, it has to be like, the movie on Blu-ray or whatever. That's
Right.
it. Not for like a theater screening or something. Especially when, people can bring their kids and they always cry in the theater.
Yeah.
That's like the most annoying thing. Besides, of course, parents bring like their kids to like see Deadpool or something. That's like the worst, the absolute worst. There's like, oh my god, I can't believe this movie is so gory. Like, what do you expect from Deadpool?
Deadpool's not for kids, you idiot parents.
Okay, I'm getting off topic here, but what are the announcements you're like the most excited for?
Shin Ultraman and Godzilla versus Kong.
All right, I guess like the announcements that I'm excited for obviously is King Kong versus Godzilla, and I'm also excited for that new Ultraman Tiger movie that's gonna come out next year. Oh wait, by the way, I forgot to mention the date for that movie. Hold on. It was like a date that was actually revealed in the trailer. It was gonna be like I think March the 5th. Let's see.
Brought at no extra charge.
But yeah, it's gonna be March the 5th that's gonna come out for this new Ultraman movie, and so I cannot wait to see that movie. So I'm really excited about the news in general. But it's actually pretty cool that they actually have a convention for these kind of stuff because I did not actually know that Tsuburaya Production actually had these kind of conventions to make their announcements. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, only in Japan though.
Yeah, like how come it's not like United States or anywhere else?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the announcement that we have for this stream, and I guess we're gonna give you our like social media accounts and whatever. So Allie, what's your social media accounts?
I'm AllieEX on everything on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, pretty much everything.
Same here. I'm on everything on Twitter. I'm on Facebook, YouTube at Tyler Preston 20. I hope you guys find this stream to be enjoyable. And of course, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas from me too. And hope you enjoy. Hope you get the best gifts and I hope you enjoy New Year's Eve.